Hello and welcome to Clay Pigeon Kart Club on the 10th of April 2022 for round 2 of the Blue Challenge. Also up for grabs at this round are both junior and senior blue O plates, so they right to run the number 0 for the next 12 months. First up, it's the juniors, and you can see Sam Mitchell lining up on pole position, the reigning O plate champion. Going into this round, Reese Reed's leading the way in the championship standings ahead of Rudy Winslow Morton. Sam Mitchell in third ahead of Ben Gillett, Jamie Dart, Jamie Bradfield and Mitch Carpenter. However, just one round in the books so far. Everyone dealing with their drop option already. And we will find out where everyone lies after today's event. Heat 1 was won by Sam Mitchell ahead of Reese Reed and Jamie Bradfield, with non-starts for Rudy Winslow Morton, Mitch Carpenter, Jamie Dart and Ben Gillett. Heat 2, Reese Reed would take the win ahead of Sam Mitchell and Jamie Dart, with Jamie Bradfield having some problems and coming in early. And in the third heat of the day, it was going to be a win for Sam Mitchell once again, this time ahead of Jamie Bradfield and Jamie Dart, with Reese Reed having some problems and only managing a lap. What that'll do with those 3 heats in the books will set a grid for us for the final. It's going to be Sam Mitchell leading us around, defending his O-plate the best way he can. Reese Reed's going to be lining up alongside ahead of Jamie's Bradfield and Dart, making up row 2, with non-starts from Mitch Carpenter, Rudy Winslow Morton and Ben Gillett. So a depleted grid of junior blues, but still nonetheless should be a good final based on the 3 heats today. And a very fast rolling lap pace from Sam Mitchell, Reese Reed going with him, and we're hopping on board with Jamie Bradfield briefly as they go run down towards the green flag, and here we go, the junior blue O-plate is on! And it's Sam Mitchell leading into the first corner ahead of Reese Reed. Jamie Bradfield challenging for the inside of the chicane, but to no avail. He's now out the chicane, down the Sturmey Straight. Sam Mitchell's got the lead by a couple of lengths ahead of Reed, Bradfield and Dart as they go into the hairpin. Round the hairpin and now down towards the horseshoe. Mitchell, Reed, Bradfield and Jamie Dart attacking the back of Jamie Bradfield. Reese Reed starting to close that gap back down to Sam Mitchell as they go around top bend for the first time, and now down the start-finish straight. Across the line we go to end the first lap. It's Mitchell leading from Reed, Bradfield and Dart, as close as that as they head into Billy's blind. Those gaps not really getting any bigger, still quite close in the early stages. Down the Sturmey Straight once again, and Reese Reed you can see inching closer to the back of Sam Mitchell. Jamie Bradfield trying to go with him, and so too Jamie Dart. As now through the horseshoe, it's into Buttons, and that is Reese Reed right onto the back of Sam Mitchell already. Round top bend they go. Here we are on board with Jamie Bradfield. You can see Reese Reed already on the attack. He's looking towards the inside for Billy's blind. Nothing doing there though as Mitchell leads the way, but Reese Reed on him like a shadow as they go through the chicane. Through the right, through the left, and up the Sturmey Straight. Reed checking over to look to see if Bradfield is on him, but nothing doing there yet as Sam Mitchell closes the door into the hairpin. Now into the horseshoe, still bumper to bumper stuff for the top 2. Sooner or later, Jamie Bradfield is going to catch back up if they keep on like this, because Mitchell is throwing some good defensive moves in there ahead of Reese Reed. Down the straight they go, Reed pulling out alongside, but across the line Sam Mitchell's nose still in front as they go down towards Billy's blind once again. Now through into the chicane. 11 minutes plus a lap in store, and if they keep on at this rate it's going to be a thrilling race. It's down into the hairpin, still bumper to bumper stuff. Jamie Bradfield and Jamie Dart starting to fall off a little bit as Reese Reed looks to the inside for the horseshoe. Nothing doing there though. Sam Mitchell holds the momentum and keeps the lead of the race. Still kart 1 ahead of kart 2. Round top bend they go once again. Reese Reed looking like he's got a better exit yet again, but nothing doing on the straight. Down towards Billy's blind. Still nose to tail. You could barely fit a piece of paper between the two of them. As Sam Mitchell gets loose through the chicane, this could be an opportunity for Reese Reed. He's looking to the outside for... Oh, and there's contact! Sam Mitchell's gone around and Jamie Bradfield makes the move for the lead of the race. As Sam Mitchell stays ahead of Reese Reed as they go into the horseshoe. Now it's going to bring Jamie Dart back into this battle. And Jamie Bradfield now has been offered up the lead of the race on a platter. What can he do? And can they catch him back up? Down the straight we go once again. There's the proof. Bradfield leads from Mitchell, Reed and Dart. Into Billy's blind. Reese Reed still all over the back bumper of Sam Mitchell. What can they do through the chicane and down the Sturmey Straight? Into the hairpin. That gap already between Bradfield and Mitchell seems to be coming down. Round the horseshoe they go. Contact warning being shown for Reese Reed for that contact. But all back going again as round top bend they go. That gap is being eaten away by Sam Mitchell. Reese Reed going with him step for step. As down into Billy's blind they go yet again. It's going to be all three of them bumper to bumper. They're already close enough you could throw a blanket over them. It's down the Sturmey Straight. It's 3 for the lead. Jamie Dart trying to hang in there as best he can, but it's getting a bit distance at the moment. Into the horseshoe. Bradfield still leads the way. Sam Mitchell right on him, and Reese Reed looking the fightiest of all three of these drivers as round top bend they go. Down the start finish. Sam Mitchell's looking to the inside of Jamie Bradfield, but nothing happening on the kink. They're all three as one into Billy's blind. And now through the chicane yet again. Bradfield leads up the Sturmey Straight. Sam Mitchell thinking about looking to the inside. Reese Reed just following in behind for now. Round the hairpin and out on the way up through the horseshoe. Still bumper to bumper for the top three. Round buttons they go yet again. Bradfield starting to feel the pressure now from Sam Mitchell. Reese Reed joined bumper to bumper as they go side by side down the straight yet again. Bradfield and Mitchell round the kink, and that's a move for the lead. Sam Mitchell leads the way now into Billy's blind. 6 minutes on the clock as Jamie Bradfield has to run wide defending against Reese Reed through the chicane, and that's going to give Sam Mitchell a little breath of fresh air as Reese Reed now on the attack against Jamie Bradfield. As Mitchell starting to jet off into the distance, round buttons. We're on board with Jamie Bradfield now going up round pit bend. And Sam Mitchell already getting smaller and smaller ahead of us. Across the line we go once again. Reese Reed looking to the inside for Billy's blind. And he's going to try and hold it through the chicane, but nothing happening there. Jamie Bradfield slams the door. Looking over his shoulder once again. He knows Reese Reed's there. Reed getting a narrower exit from the hairpin, but he's on the wrong side for the horseshoe. Looking to try and switch back underneath as they go through buttons now. That lead growing length by length for Sam Mitchell. And in behind, Bradfield and Reed side by side. They're going round across the line. Reese Reed tucks back in though. Doesn't go for the inside against Billy's blind. Now they're going to run through the chicane. And on the way out it looks like Reed's got the run. Bradfield looks over his shoulder but then opens the door. Slams it shut on Reese Reed as he's trying to go through. This battle gonna last a while, I get the impression, is around the horseshoe and up towards buttons. Reese Reed looking for a way by. Jamie Bradfield really trying to park the bus, as they say. As down the straight we go and across the line. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. And you can see Sam Mitchell getting smaller and smaller ahead of us. Now through the chicane, through the right, through the left, and unleashed up the Sturmey Straight. Keeping a fair distance away from that chicane exit curb. It is very nasty as around the hairpin we go. Down the short little chute towards the horseshoe. Big curb on the inside, then a big drop. Now through the right-hander of buttons and up towards pit bend. Round pit bend, use a little bit of the exit curb, and you can see Sam Mitchell still getting away, but that's a good lap from Jamie Bradfield. Unfortunately for him, it hasn't shaken Reese Reed as they go down into buttons once more. Reese Reed looking to the inside now through the chicane. Thinks better of it as chooses to wait now as they go down the Sturmey Straight into the hairpin. Bradfield still has the advantage. Reese Reed sporting a new look for his bodywork. Certainly is fetching, but it isn't proving any dividends against Jamie Bradfield for the moment. Round top bend they go. There's Jamie Dart starting to get a little bit distance, but still going en route to a strong 4th place. But back up to the lead, it's Sam Mitchell pulling away from Bradfield and Reed. Fastest lap of the race currently going to Sam Mitchell, though the best sector 3 for Reese Reed, so you can tell where Reed is the strongest. Now He's got Jamie Bradfield still in his way though as they go round the hairpin in towards the horseshoe. Bradfield just putting his cart where it needs to be. And Reese Reed, they're almost pushing him round buttons. Go up into top bend once more. And on the way out, Reed pulls alongside. Has to duck back in. Doesn't seem to have the straight line speed of Jamie Bradfield as they go into Billy's. Reed now choosing to sit behind through the chicane, and now as they go out onto the Sturmey straight, Bradfield once again looking over his shoulder and throwing the block as they go down towards the hairpin. Reese Reed trying to switch across his back bumper, and they're going to run side by side yet again into the horseshoe. But Bradfield's got the inside and he's going to hold the position for now, and all of this is allowing Sam Mitchell to get further and further away. Reese Reed now looking to the inside of top bend, that's never going to work. Around they go, use a bit of the exit curb and down the straight once more. Reese Reed now even closer, looking to the inside of Billy's, but nothing happening once again. Reese Reed piling on the pressures through the chicane once more they go. Another look behind from Bradfield. Reed letting him know he's there. Round the hairpin, up in towards the horseshoe once more, still bumper to bumper these two. Battling for second place on the road. Round buttons, and Reed thought about it in top bend once again. Decided better of it, and they're going to run bumper to bumper through top bend. Reed once again coming out for the overlap across the line, but not quite having enough top end to have it round the outside of the kink. Through the chicane goes Sam Mitchell. He's getting further and further ahead. Now down the Sturmey straight go the top three. Reed looking to the outside this time on the way through the chicane. And they're going to still run bumper to bumper through the horseshoe. And around towards buttons. Jamie Bradfield just being in all the wrong positions for Reese Reed as they go round top bend. Down the straight once again. Reed thinking about peeking out. Choosing to slip in the slipstream. Down towards Billy's blind. Nothing doing there, but can Reed get underneath for the chicane? It looks like it might be his best bet. No, he can't. Through the chicane they go, and up the Sturmey straight once again. There's Sam Mitchell now. He's almost got the whole hairpin between them. Bradfield in second ahead of Reese Reed. Really running a defensive line through the infield. Reed's going to have to go the long way round, if anywhere. Round buttons they go. Now up to top bend. This is where Reed's the strongest. Down the start finish straight though towards Billy's blind. The clock hits 0, so this lap and then one more for the leader, Sam Mitchell. Round Billy's go the top three and through the chicane. Now up the Sturmey straight for the penultimate time. Reese Reed looking to the inside, but slotting back in once again. Now he's going to get the exit, once again get the overlap, and he's going to have to try his luck round the outside. Nothing happening. They go down now in towards buttons. Absolutely glued together up into top bend. Reed sits back in as they're going to come down to take the last lap board. The race leader Sam Mitchell already has taken it. Now second and third on their final lap into Billy's blind for the final time. Can Jamie Bradfield hold off Reese Reed? They go through the chicane and up the Sturmey straight. Bradfield with another look over his shoulder. Reese Reed not quite close enough to take advantage on a little tap in the hairpin. And they're going to exit side by side once again. Round the horseshoe is just up ahead of them. Rounding top bend now. Sam Mitchell is going to exit top bend, past the pit exit and come down to take the win of round 2 of the Blue Challenge. Sam Mitchell wins the race. Second place is going to be a close fought affair, but Jamie Bradfield's going to hold off Reese Reed. That's the 1, 2, 3. That should mean that Sam Mitchell retains his O plate for a second year running. Jamie Dart's going to round out the finishers in 4th spot, so good points for Dart. And as the results confirm, Sam Mitchell takes the win ahead of Jamie Bradfield. Reese Reed with a 5-second penalty for front fairing infringement, still going to sit him in 3rd spot. Jamie Dart's going to be 4th, and Mitch Carpenter, Rudy Winslow Morton and Ben Gillett going to round out the class. As for the O plate, Sam Mitchell is going to defend his O plate for the second year running. Jamie Bradfield's going to finish second on the day, tied with Reese Reed ahead of Rudy Winslow Morton, Jamie Dart, Ben Gillett and Mitch Carpenter. What that'll do to the Junior Blue standings, Reese Reed is going to hold the lead by virtue of better drop score. Sam Mitchell's going to move up to second ahead of Jamie Bradfield. tied with Rudy Winslow Morton ahead of Jamie Dart, with Ben Gillett and Mitch Carpenter rounding out the class. Up next will be the Senior Blues from Clay Pigeon as they take part in their O-Plate race, so that will be one to not miss. And we will see you again for the Junior Blues from Mansell Raceway in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.